Okay,
Hi,
good.
Dina. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Lucy. Good afternoon. Let's see. Okay, we have Kabira and Tuluwalashe. Okay, let's start. I think we can start, right? I think others will join us. Let's see. So, good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? Okay, hey, Kabira, welcome on board. Yes. Toluwalashe, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
All right then. Kabira, please, can you do me a little favor? Can you mute your mic so that it will not be echoing? Oh, that's fine. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Welcome, Tolu. Hello, Fikayo. Good afternoon. How you doing? Hope you're good. Welcome. Don't worry, we're starting now so that others will join, and we're going to start with a brief introduction. Before we do that, I'll briefly introduce myself and I'll introduce Lead for Good Africa to us, and then I'll allow us to introduce ourselves, and then we'll talk about what we expect from the session today. Hope that's fine. Let's see. Okay. So my name is Zina Duru, and I am the Comms and Operations Team Lead for Good Africa. So what do we do at Lead for Good Africa? What is Lead for Good Africa even about? So here I am to give you the gist. So we are a leadership development and skill empowerment social enterprise with a vision to reduce poverty and improve human capital development on the continent. So let me break that down because that's a lot. So let me break that down. So the summary of what we do is, but before let me break that down with breaking down what human capital is, and then I can just dive right in from there. So human capital basically are the skills and abilities that you and I have that makes us like valuable contributors to our community and societies at large, right? And then by skills, we're talking about both hard and soft skills. And hard skills has to do with the skills that we learn at school, our degree and all of that. Also the skills that make us that improve our expertise and all of that. And then soft skills basically boils down to our minds, how we use our minds to work for us, like time management, communication, basically all of that. So that's what we deal with here at Lead for Good Africa. And the core of what we do is we work on empowering the minds and the skills of individuals, right? So we empower the minds and the skills of Yes, thank you. Sorry, we empower the minds and the skills of people. So that means we don't just, we're not focused on just the skills. We help you, we help your reasoning, we help you shift your perspective. So just know that as you're here, you're going to have a mindset change. As you're here, you're going to know how to properly lead yourself, right? I think that's the whole concept of what we're going to be doing. And our CEO is going to do justice to that. So, but just know that you're going to have quite a wonderful time over here. You're going to have a wonderful time. You're going to unlearn, you're going to relearn, and it's going to be very valuable for you. Okay, so I think that's enough of me and Lead for Good. So now let me hear about you. Can we introduce ourselves? Are we good to introduce ourselves? So let me start with Fikayo. So Fikayo, can you introduce yourself? Talk to us.
Good afternoon. Hi, Zina. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. How are you? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Oluwafikayo Hoju. I'm a certified project manager. I am also a trained business analyst. I currently manage a nonprofit organization, Nova Diamond Foundation in Lagos. I am here to improve on my leadership skill. I look forward to learning and unlearning and relearning. I look forward to an amazing 6 weeks, I guess. So good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You even answered the question that I was about to ask. That's wonderful. Let's go. And that's on expectations, what we expect at the end of the course. So let's see who else is here. Let's see. Toluwa Lashe, are you there? Can you please share with us, talk to us, introduce yourself, and then share with us your expectations.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Toluwashe Adeyemi. I studied law at the State University. I am a writer. I'm also a singer, and I also founded a foundation, rather. And so the essence of being in this program is basically to improve on my leadership skills, and also to whatever I've learned here, to also put them into practice, and also in my personal life. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm grateful.
Thank you. Don't worry. With all your expectations, trust me, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Thank you. Just be committed, and feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. Don't be shy. We're here to learn, right, and to grow. You really have wonderful expectations. I'm so excited to see what you're going to get out of these 6 weeks and how it's going to be for you. Okay, let's see. Still admitting. Let's see. Kabira, please, can you share with us, introduce yourself, and then talk to us. What do you hope to gain out of the session today? Not today, the 6 weeks, but please speak with us. Speak with us.
You're muted if you're speaking. She's muted. We can't hear her.
Okay, you're muted, Kabira. You're muted. If you're speaking, you're muted. So can you unmute your mic? Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raina Kabira, and I'm still an upcoming entrepreneur. I'm about to write my exam. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be one of the people in live with you today. So I don't have much to say, but I just want to learn and unlearn and relearn everything. And what I'm about to learn is just as you just know the way. Everything is just about mindset. That's what I learned. And you, only what I'm about to learn here is the key limit to success. No matter what you do, you don't have to give up. Thank you.
Tina, are you frozen? I think she's frozen. Is it me? Tina, are you still here? Yeah, that's what kicked her out. Okay, so while we're gonna wait for her to get back. Kabirat, I actually struggled with hearing. I didn't hear you. I really struggled with hearing you. So do you want to speak again? Can you put the speaker closer to your mouth so that I can hear what you said? You spoke about learning and unlearning. That's what I want to hear what you said properly.
Good afternoon. My name is Narika, and I'm still an upcoming entrepreneur. And I'm here to learn, relate, and everything. And everything about here is just about the mindset. And I wish to learn more. And I'm happy to be one of the people in my life today. And I want to thank the organization for letting me have the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Okay,
Kabira. Thank you.
Yeah, Tina, did you hear her? Can you summarize what she said? Can you summarize it for me?
Sorry, Kabira, can you please help us mute your mic a bit so that it wouldn't echo? Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry, Miss Lasso. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so sorry. My network tripped out for a bit, but thank God I'm back now. I'm back. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kabira. We truly appreciate you. And don't worry, you're going to learn, you're going to unlearn, and you're going to relearn a whole lot. And for your exams, we wish you the very best. Don't worry, you're going to do very great. Okay. So I think I'm going to call on Pretty. Oh, hello, Pretty. I don't think you were here when we introduced Lit for Good to everyone, but that's fine. Can you kindly introduce yourself and share with us your expectations for the training program? Kindly share with us your expectations, what you hope to gain, what you hope to learn, and all of that. So the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm sorry I'm joining you late. I'm sort of still working. So my name is Oluchi Pretty Ogunle. I'm a customer support officer with a microfinance bank. I joined this program. I was happy when I got an invite for the program, and I look forward to being a global leader, to making change in the global space, more especially in the educational system, right? Because I'm still planning to transition into the academia industry. So I'm looking forward to being a global leader, a global female leader. So Lead for Good Africa, it's a platform that is going to shape me into that which I hope to become. So that is my expectation for the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Pretty. I really do love that. And I love the confidence that you use to, speak about who you are, a global shaper. And trust me when I tell you that you're in the right place. We're going to really help you get that foundation right and talk to you about everything, because leadership is our strongest sport. Yes, it's our strongest sport. So don't worry, just know that you're going to just be very consistent and be very intentional about your learning, and you're going to leave this place very transformed, ready to take on whatever space. And then in terms of your transition journey, by God's grace, that's going to be very lovely. And can't wait to see how what's the word? But I just can't wait to see your transformation at the end of this journey. I'm really anticipating. So don't worry, more confidence, more. No, it's going to be nice. Let me not bore us with my excitement. So let's see. Thank you very much. Let's see. Miss Elizabeth, how are you doing? Good afternoon. Please, can you kindly introduce yourself to us and let us know your expectations for for this session, not today, for this session, this 6 weeks program. So can you kindly share? Okay, if you're speaking, Miss Elizabeth, we can't really hear you. So I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, because of time, would skip her own particular session to the end. But before I call up our CEO to give us, I think, a good welcome address, and then prepare our minds for what we're to expect for the next 6 weeks, I just want to let us know that we are at the right place. We came with good expectations, and I'm really happy about that. And one thing I really love about expectations is just that stepping stone, right? That is going to guide us and drive us. And one thing I know that we're really good at over here is exceeding expectations. So just know that we're going to exceed your expectations by the special grace of God. Okay, so stay committed, stay intentional, stay very consistent, and you'll see how you're going to look like at the end of these 6 weeks. Me personally, I'm telling you, because I'm telling you because it's going to be a very good ride. What we have in store for you is going to be good. Okay, so without any further ado, let's welcome the one and only Mrs. Chinonso Clark, the CEO of Lead for Good Africa. I wish I had this shekere. I'll just be shaking. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Okay. Sorry, can we hear me? Mrs. Nosa, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know what is going on with
Don't worry, I
Kabira.
think it should be network. But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Fikayo, hi, how are you? I'm so excited. Fikayo, I also believe that we must have, in fact, I'm doing that for you, Fikayo. I'm gonna have a one-on-one session with you, right? So that we can crack that thing that we've been trying to crack, and get you moving, okay, in terms of yes, we have to crack it. For you, I'm gonna give you one slot. Elizabeth says she's in a noisy environment, but she's gonna drop her answer. Thank you so much, Zina, for such a fantastic introduction. Okay, my name is Chinonso Clark, like you have heard, and I'm going to go today. Today we're meeting each other, getting to know one another. Lucy introduced herself. Precious didn't introduce herself. Let me see who else is here. But it's because we're going to be on a journey for the next 6 weeks, and what we're doing is we're creating a community. Leaders need community. That's one thing I can say. Kabirat, I think it's your audio. Everyone can hear me. I'm sure everyone can hear me. I think you need to either you log out and log back in, or I don't know what you're going to do. Disconnect whatever earpiece you have on, because I'm sure that everyone can hear me. Zina, confirm that you can hear me. And yes, she should log out and log back in, Kabirat. Log out and log back in. Yes. Back to what I was saying. So take the lead. I'm sure. Okay, before I go into my conversation, I was trying to say that it's important for us, especially, and I think maybe 60-70% of the people that registered for this particular cohort are women, right? Somehow, I guess, I think there's a guy, either a guy or two, there are two guys who registered for. Okay, Lucy, so maybe next session you introduce yourself properly, because we want to know you as our class pilots. Okay, so I was saying that one of the reasons why we started our Take the Lead training program is to help individuals unleash their potential. So you hear us talking about unleashing your potential, increasing your productivity, and that all boils down to personal leadership. the way that our environment is conscripted, especially in the African environment, if you are not conscious about developing yourself, you will just go with the wind. And the wind is not designed the way that the wind in the African environment is designed. It's designed in a way that you wake up, you go to a job where you don't have, where there's no passion, where you're just trying to make ends meet, where you're trying to pay bills, and then you're just going that way, no fulfillment and no satisfaction. It's in the place of fulfillment and satisfaction that you're able to actually really contribute to our prosperity as a continent. And that's what we're about. How each one of us can harness our potential and make our unique contribution to our prosperity as a continent, recognizing that the problems that exist in this part of the world, in Nigeria, and any other place, in Kenya, Ghana, because those are some of the places that the people who join our programs are based in, recognizing that we're the ones who have the capacity to solve the problems, to tackle the problems, and we each have been uniquely gifted. And I love the fact that Preeti is clear, Gone is clear that she's a global leader in the educational sector. I love it. I love how she came in with that clarity to say that this is who I am, this is who I see myself as, and this is a sector that I believe that I can make meaningful contribution to. So Take the Lead really is about unleashing your potential. And for this particular cohort, we tagged it increasing your productivity. And exciting news, with our partnership with MSBM UK, you get an opportunity to earn a certificate on their platform from the international schools that have courses on their platform. And what else is there? In fact, I got an exciting news this afternoon about so they've opened up the master's stream, for us, right? So if you have a degree, you can now also access, a master's course, which is mind-blowing, and you don't even have to write a thesis. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I was really, really, really excited when I got off the call today. So for you to qualify, for that scholarship, and for you to have access to, I think it's the Rochefort Business School, which is based in Switzerland, you've got to attend 80% of our classes. You've got to submit 80% of the assignments that we're going to give before you can qualify for that opportunity, right? So I said 80% attendance is required, 80% of assignment submission, because there's going to be assignment. You will have assignments every week, and your assignment weekly must be submitted by Tuesday close of business. We're not joking here, right? And when you submit your assignment, it's all counting towards, that opportunity for you to earn, the certificate from the Metropolitan School of Business and Management UK. Who is excited? Who is excited? Of course, that I come with excitement, and I need your feedback, because we're doing this together. That's how we make, we build that connection. Come on, that's what I was looking for, those emojis, because that's how we build the energy required for us to emerge, right, and move from one level to the other. If you're here, it means that there's something on your heart that has, there's a tug on your heart. I need to become more. I need to become more. What can I do to become more? Yes, 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 yes. So that's the spirit that we're going to go in with today. Today is more about introductions. I would even ask more questions. It's more about introductions and, just getting to know one another, because we're going to be together for 6 weeks. The training goals, Take the Lead. Our goals for this particular training cohort, 4 goals that I've highlighted here. 1, to scale your personal leadership competencies. Of course, I've already started talking about unleashing your potential. You hear me say unleashing your potential many times, because I believe, like you can tell, that we are each uniquely gifted. And the way that we can make meaningful contribution is for us to recognize the gifts that we carry. And then, like Zina spoke about, developing ourselves with the right knowledge, getting the right resources that empower us to develop the skill sets, the unique skill set and the mindset. So Lead for Good Africa, we're big on the mindset, we're big on your skill set, and we're big on your tool set. You hear me talking about that. So you scale your personal leadership competencies by that, through the 6 weeks, you unleash your potential and then increase your productivity and contribute. Can you say contribute? You must contribute to Africa's prosperity. You're not just going to learn what you're learning and go off and go and drink Pepsi. Or what's the drink? What drink do people drink these days? Now, is it Pepsi or what? What's the latest drink? Don't forget, community is important. We're building a community, okay? Yes. Kabiras, I hope that you can hear us better now. Confirm that you can hear us. I see that you've joined. You've joined. Biggie! That's the one that has replaced Coke, right? So yeah, so don't use what you learn from these sessions to go and drink Biggie. Thank you for giving me that name. Right. So then this is the curriculum for our training for the 6 weeks, right? Look at it. It's even 7 weeks. This is the curriculum for our 6 weeks. The first week, which we're here for now, is the course introduction, and we introduce our team, and then we'll talk about why we're doing Take the Lead. And you can see that Take the Lead is for Africans by Africans, right? Because I personally believe that the way we're going to tackle all of the issues that we have on the continent is by, self-inspection, in terms of we ourselves coming up with Africanized solutions, solutions that are tailor-made, to the wicked problems that we face. So if you're here on purpose. If you're here, it's not a coincidence. Zila said that it's not a coincidence, that you're in this room today. And we hope that by the end of this course, you're inspired, really, truly inspired to play your own part, for the collective prosperity of our continent. For week 2, we would look at envisioning your future. Here we will look at the power of vision. If you've been with me, you know that we'll talk about vision, because there's no way that you can accelerate your leadership competencies without vision. There's no how. You've got to have the basis of that growth as a leader is the vision that you carry on your inside. And if you're not able to tap into it, then you can't leverage the power that comes with the image of who you are on the inside and everything that you've been assigned to do. Because each one of us, there's an assignment that we have, whatever career path that we choose, whatever interest area that we choose, whatever solution that we're solving, it ought to be in alignment with who we are on the inside. So we will look at vision, the power of vision, and practical ways to catch a vision and work towards a vision. If wherever you are at the moment as well, you'll find useful tools. And the only person that we'll look at the options for one-on-one sessions, because in one-on-one sessions we're then able to crack the code for each that is tailor-made to each individual. All right. And for week 3, we'll look at purposeful leadership. We'll look at understanding the power of purposeful leadership and how it empowers you to make an impactful change in the society. We'll unpack the SDGs and the SDGs role in contributing to Africa's collective prosperity through your individual purpose, right? Hopefully we're able to do this week 3. If not, depending on how, because we've got 6 weeks, you can see 7 topics. I'm just realizing that we would have to just find a way to, put things in. Week 4, we're looking at values for longevity. Every single leader who's going to last, leaders who last are those who have the right value system. I had a conversation with the lady who we're working with, one of the ladies, the co-founder of MSBM UK. And one of the things we were speaking about, she was talking about how Africans, right, struggle with their value system, and I was sharing with her that part of the curriculum that we're, using for the Take the Lead training program, which we're doing in collaboration with our organization, is we're looking at values, the value system that makes and sustain a leader. Because really, truly, one of the challenges that we have on the continent is that absence of leadership, and leadership that has the right value system, leadership from a place of service, leadership from a place of selflessness, leadership from a place of sacrifice. I was reading about Nelson Mandela a couple of days ago, and I was just, captured by his value system as a leader, and how, despite all the adversities that he went through, all the challenges that he went through being in prison, he still came out and then worked for the good of his country. And people really honored him based on his character, his humility, and his passion to serve his people. We need leaders like that. We need leaders like that. And I believe that you are one of those leaders emerging, right? And who would make great contribution to our collective prosperity as a continent, right? So we will look at the values for longevity, You can see the core values to make, build, and sustain a leader using the A to Z Take the Lead book framework. For the week 5, week 6, week 7, we're going to have to, put some topics together. Building relationships and connections, because a leader must be able to build relationships. A leader must be able to cultivate relationships. A leader must be able to sustain relationships. And a leader must be able to know when to end the relationship as well, right? So we will look at developing social intelligence and emotional connections through empathy. We will look at cultivating and managing relationships with others for impact, thinking about impact when you're cultivating your relationships. And if you're leading a team, or you're yet to lead a team, or you are going to lead a team, this will come in handy. In fact, every single person in today's world needs to know how to build relationships, both online and offline, right? So we'll talk about that. We will also look at communication for change, brand positioning, Fikayo, I believe that this will be good for you, because after I'm telling you, after the 6 weeks, I think I'm going to be on your matter. After these 6 weeks, that emergence, right? Speaking about the things that you're doing and just communicating it boldly so that you can get more stakeholders on board. Yes, it's going. I just saw a message. Yes, that would happen. That has to happen, Fikayo. And then we're going to look at execution and resilience, the art of execution, building resilience while navigating the challenges of personal and purposeful leadership amidst other social variables. Are you excited about our topics? Before I continue, are you excited? Can you tell me that you're excited about this curriculum? Do you feel like it's going to meet the expectations that you came here with? I need to get your feedback. If you feel like you're flabbergasted, if you feel like there's one more topic, that is not here that I really want to know, can you also put that in the chat? If you feel like there's something that I need to know more about that's not here, can you put that in the chat? Can you also put that in the chat, let us know, so that we can include it and incorporate it as we move along. Okay, right, now let me go to the next slide. So of course you're super excited, yes, okay, all right. I was showing you yes, okay, this is the content of my slide. Overview, identity and expectations, ABC of personal leadership. I come with words that will help you remember, right? So today we're going to talk about the ABC of personal leadership, but I believe we're only going to talk about the A because of time. Today is more about introduction, getting to connect with one another, and to build that community. Because do you know what? One of the most powerful tools for growth is leveraging the power of community. One of the most powerful tools for growth, for you to grow. So in community, there's accountability. In community, there's motivation that comes out of, engaging and connecting with other people with like minds. There's just so much power in it that when you capture it and you are able to leverage it, your growth would be much faster, will be paced, it will be faster than when you're doing it alone. And that's what I really hope that we can achieve from this particular community. So if we send you a book to read, you better read it, because that's how you're going to get access to the course on the MSBM platform. All right. So one interesting, and I think, okay, let me talk a bit about Lead for Good Africa. Zina's already spoken about Lead for Good Africa, and she talked about, how we're so passionate about investing in people and improving human capital development. So our leadership development programs, they are designed to address, what are you saying? Our leadership development program, which is what you're here for today, is to address the mindset limitations that hold us back from unleashing our potential, right? And then increasing our productivity. Another thing that we're doing, building confidence can be added. Okay, Zina, please. Okay, Lucy is our pilot, our class captain. Lucy, please note that building confidence. But the truth is that in the course of, Elizabeth, talking about the different topics we have, something is going to be ignited within your heart. It's going to be ignited within your heart that will cause you to develop the conviction to grow to grow the confidence required. Because truly, and I agree with you, for us to be leaders, for us to be, global, let's use Preeti's word, global leaders, we need confidence. We have to be confident in our ideas, confident to make the steps that are required for us to step into the things that we see in our mind's eyes, which is our vision, right? We truly need confidence, but that confidence will come alive in the course of all the topics that we're going to be talking about. And if by the fourth week you feel like we haven't yet touched this topic of confidence, let us know. Share your feedback. Let us know as we progress, and then we'll make adjustments. And we can even have a session just for you. All right, we can have a session just for you. I love small groups for trainings like this, because it gives us the freedom to let our head down and sort of just zero in and really go into the issues that can prevent us from rising and unleashing our potential. So by the fourth week, Elizabeth, if you feel like we haven't yet touched this topic, let us know, and then we'll have a session tailored to building confidence. All right. One thing that we should mention is we just set up our Skill Empowerment Center. Yeah, we're excited about our Skill Empowerment Center because we're excited about it. And you like to learn about emotional management, that will come under building relationships. Emotional quotient, EQ, will come under building relationship. It will also come under building resilience, right? Building resilience and building relationships, because you need EQ, emotional quotient, to be able to build relationships, which is emotional intelligence, basically. Build emotional intelligence. And I think that there's a book that I'm going to recommend. Everything that I say, everything that I promise, please let me remind me. There's a book that I'm going to recommend on that emotional intelligence for managing relationships, especially for leaders, right? There's a book I'm going to recommend that we can read. It's even an audio book, and it'll be easy for you, right? So I've spoken about Lead for Good Africa. Really, what we're doing, we're investing in youth and women, empowering them with the mindset, the tool set, the skill set to increase their productivity and contribute to Africa's collective prosperity. All right. So every time we think about a prosperous Africa, we think about you. Every time we think about what Africa can become in the healthcare space, we think about you. In the educational space, we think about you. Agriculture, we think about you, for those who are interested in agriculture. What is Take the Lead? So Take the Lead itself, which is this program you are participating in today, is a transformative leadership and personal development training program, which is designed to empower you with the soft skills required to increase your productivity and make meaningful contribution in the society. Like you already have heard, our partnership with the Metropolitan School of Business and Management has given us an opportunity to provide scholarships. So you're the first cohort that's enjoying these benefits, and we're grateful. We're really, truly grateful for you. And we know that this partnership is going to be beneficial for your career, and it will just really change your career trajectory, right? And one thing that we want you to note is that by the end of this training program, we expect you to just note your learnings. Like Zina said, be committed, because one of the challenges I see when people join training programs and they don't get the best out of it is because they're not committed to it. They're not committed to the journey. So if you're committed to the journey, I can assure you that there'll be a mindset shift. And that's what we are about here. The mindset shift that empowers you to increase your ability and your capacity to fulfill your own unique potential and contribute to our own collective prosperity. That's if there's anything you take out of this training program, because I've said it, I'm going to fulfill my potential. I've said it so many times, so that's one thing that you should take out of this training program. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Chinonso Clark. I'm the founder of Lead for Good Africa. I'm a social entrepreneur, right? And I'm a transformative leadership coach. Today, I'm entering into my coach office to take this session, and my career experience spans over 15 years. I was thinking about it today. Over 15 years, I've worked in the hospitality sector, the oil and gas sector. I'm a trained lawyer, by the way. I've worked in the FMCG, which is a fast-moving consumer goods sector. I've worked in the media sector. I've just, been everywhere. And now right now I'm in the development sector, right? And of course, I've worked across countries, both in the UK and worked with organizations in Canada and of course here in Nigeria as well. I am passionate. Why am I telling you this story? So that when I'm teaching you, you know that I'm teaching, I'm not just telling you things, from a strange place. I'm teaching you from experience, right? Anything that I'm telling you is something that has worked, something that I've seen worked in the lives of the people that I've worked with, and something that I believe can work for you. I'm really passionate about empowering individuals with the knowledge required to attain spirituality. I'm saying spirituality because at the heart of what I do, spirituality is one of my anchors. And I believe that it should be the anchor for every single person who is going to make an impactful change in Nigeria and in Africa. Let's say Nigeria but I'm just saying Africa because we have other people who are going to watch it. My mission is to raise transformed individuals who transform communities within Africa through entrepreneurship and social impact. And on that mission, just raising people, transforming people who can transform our communities and transform our continent at large. So are you excited? Are you excited? Let me tell you, I have one secret. Look at some of our facilitators. We've got more facilitators. So we have guest facilitators for this particular training cohort. I'm not going to be the only one taking all the sessions. So we got Ayo Shote, who is a leadership coach, who we have to pay, if you're going to go to him one-on-one, you will pay heavy, like your pockets will be bleeding. But thankfully, based on our personal relationship, and he happens to be my mentor as well, he's going to be with us for one session. He's going to take the session on visioning next week, Envision Your Future. I've got Adeshola Bello, who has worked, she worked with Landway. Adeshola Bello was based in the US for a long time, so she's coming on board as well. Dr. Uche Iloka, he's based in the UK. Trust me, this program is going to be so good for each one of us, right? And I'm really looking forward to you meeting every single one of them, all right? So I had something called Let's Connect, who you are, where you're based, why you joined Take the Lead. One mark you hope to live on the world through your life and impact. So most of us have answered the question, who am I? Right? I think we also answered the question where we're based. I believe so. I think so. And why you joined Take the Lead. One question I want you to now answer is one mark you hope to leave on the world through your life and impact. What that is going to do for you is because these sessions, they're going to get you thinking. One of the challenges for the regular African is that they don't have the capacity to think critically. And for you to make impact, you've got to be so good at critical thinking, problem solving, and analyzing things in your mind. The way that our educational system is set up in a way that you are taught something and you are expected to repeat what you have been taught. When you then go to the and you engage in education in the West, you see how different it is. And I can tell you that because I have a master's degree and I've done other courses from the UK and other institutions online. The African system of education gets you to it's input and output. We put it in you and expect you to bring out what has been put in you. But for you to be able to make an impact, for you to be able to develop critical thinking critical thinking, which is really important for you to solve problems, you've got to engage in meditation, introspection, and reflection. And that is what we're going to be doing in the course of all of these programs, all of the courses for the next 6 weeks. I'll be asking you a lot of questions and you have to answer them. And you'll find that in the process of answering those questions, you yourself will come up with the answers and you will then you enlarge your capacity as a leader, because leaders have to think, right? Leaders then have to make decisions based on their thoughts, the thoughts that they come up with. Yes, they engage facts. Yes, they research, but everything that they get in terms of externally has to also be based on it has to be aligned with an internal wiring, which is what all of the 6 weeks is going to do for you. So my question to you now, which I expect every single person to answer, is one mark. What is one mark you hope to leave on the world through your life and impact? I can take 3 answers live, and then every other person put it in the chat box, right? 3 live answers. You just raise your hand and I would hear you speak. I've been speaking so that you can put your thoughts together. I'm sure maybe nobody has asked you that question before, but it's a good place. This is a good place. And trust me, this is a safe space. All right. We're not going to say, oh, if your dream is too big. If your dream is to set up $1 billion company, we're going to cheer you and say, yes, go do it. You can do it. You will grow the capacity if you don't have the capacity yet. And we're cheering you on. What is one mark you hope to leave on the world through your life and impact? 3 people, 3 volunteers who are going to lift, you raise up your hand. Yeah, there's a hand emoji, and answer the question. Any takers? Anyone answering? Okay, should I call names? Do I call names? Toluwashe, please answer the question. What is one mark you hope to leave in the world through your life and your impact?
Okay, so this is a very challenging question, but it's quite interesting, actually. But for me personally, and it's not limited to this actually, but if there's one mark that I will hope to leave in the world, I hope to use whatever sphere of influence I find myself, I hope to be a solution and to be willing to bring about positive change, and also to die empty, in the sense that using my gifts, my talents, and my qualities to be a solution, basically. I don't know, but that's what I have.
Do you know what when you think about solution, right? What problem do you see that you think with my skill set, I can bring a solution to this problem? Yes, and I think it's fantastic that you're already thinking in line of, becoming a solution. So when you look at the problems that exist, where you are at, and even in our country, what one problem you think you have the capacity and you have the talent and the unique wiring to bring, to provide solution to?
Wow. Thank you. Okay. Based on my skill set, I'm actually a creative writer. So one of the things I hope to do in future is to have a creative academy to help people that aspire to be writers to, unleash their writing skills. And also, I'm also interested in, the education sector, actually, because I love when people are educated. I believe that when people are educated, they are empowered. So I would love, by the grace of God, I love to be, a pace setter in the education space, helping people to, get good and quality education, especially in those places where they are not privileged. That's one thing that is burning in my heart. Thank you. I hope I tried.
That's so good. So what I want you to do, and thank you for answering and being vulnerable, what I want you to do is to note it down. If you've never noted it down. So I want every single person should have a notepad that you're using for this particular training. Don't just if you're on the road and you can't take notes, go back to the recording and write notes, because engaging with your mind, with the resources, with the learning videos, those are things that will bring, if you just listen and just move on, it's like another information overload and it won't have any impact, right? So take that thing that you've shared, a creative agency that can empower people, equipping them with the skills to develop their writing ability. Number 2, invest in the educational sector, especially for individuals who do not have that access to quality education. And education that empowers the individual. So later on, when we then go into the session on visioning and the session on purposeful leadership, we can then zero in to say, okay, Toluwashe, who are the people you think that you want to work with? What category of people do you think you want to work with? Because then that informs you right? It informs you what kind of training should I further get myself involved in, how should I look into developing my capacity, to engage with this category, this target audience that, my solution and the solution that I'm preferring, is tailored to, is wired to, right? So we'll go deeper into that as we journey, but well done and thank you for answering. Elizabeth says, one mark I would like to leave in this world is that I made people see the gold mine inside of them and harness it. That's brilliant. And I think that you are in the right space because you learn from here and then you go on and empower other people, right? The other question to that, Elizabeth, is how do you think you are wired to help people see the gold mine inside of them? How do you think your unique wiring? Is it that you make videos? Are you a creative writer? Because someone can write and empower people. What are the unique skill sets that you have to help them recognize the value that they carry and unleash that value to the world? Kabirat, put yours in the comment as well. Put yours in the comments. I don't know who Technocamon 17. We had said that for you to be a beneficiary of the scholarship opportunity we have with MSBM UK, we've got to recognize that you have 80% attendance. So if your device is named Technocamon 17, then it means that we can't tell whether you were in class and we can't tell whether you qualify for this opportunity, which we think is really, really great. So all of this is to say, please change your name so that we can know who is here with us. Preeti, I'm going to ask you the same question. One mark you hope to leave on the world through your life and impact. One mark you hope to leave. Fikai, I'm coming for you. One mark, Preeti, Ugone, one mark you hope to leave in the world through your life and impact. Over to you, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. So I would come in this way. So actually, I have been privileged to teach in a low-income community during my National Youth Service, and I saw the need to bridge the gap of education for children in low-income community. I saw that these children had a lot of interest, they had a lot of desire to learn, and they had so many visions, so many dreams. They want to be really great things, and they cannot be these great things because of the community they find themselves in, and there are no lots of educational let's say programs that could help bridge a gap for this sort of for these children. And one of the mark I'd like to leave is going back into the academic industry, working with educational boards and educational leaders, and creating educational programs specially tailored for children in low-income communities to help them learn, to bridge a gap for them to access better education and quality education. So I want to make impact in the lives of children and be able to help them become better people in their space, in their community.
Well done and great job. Thank you for sharing. So what we're going to do then is we're going to pair, because we will have those peer-to-peer mentoring sessions. We will pair you with peer-to-peer, I beg your pardon. We'll pair you with Toluwashe, right? So that both of you can then sit down together and then brainstorm and create, your idea and your path, to be able to create the solution that you both are preferring, because you're both in the same sector. We'll also send you materials that will help you. I know that you're at the moment working working in a microfinance bank, but nothing says that you can't start working on your vision from where you are at the moment. And thankfully, you've got support that can help you, and provide the materials that will help you begin that journey. All right. So well done. Kabira, do you want to put that in the chat? So Preeti has answered. Peace, what mark do you hope to leave on the world through your life? No, I was going to ask Fikayo. Fikayo, what mark do you want to? Technocamon, can we mute you? We don't know who you are. But Fikaya, please go ahead and tell us, what mark do you want to leave on the world with your life, through your life and impact?
So I think that on top of the list would be to I'm trying to put it together now, but have um, have an initiative that could shaping the life of young girls and young women, helping them to harness. Because I think that I believe that some of the decisions we take in life has a lot of impact on the quality of life that we live, especially as women. So, and then the way we are wired in this part of the world, like we tend to just bottle up a lot of things, and we just tend to go the way, that kind of stereotype thinking and all of that. So I think I want to have, at least on top of the list, is an initiative that helps young women, girls and young women, shaping their thought pattern so that they can make better decisions that affect their quality of life from a very young age. So that cuts across career decision, educational decision, lifestyle decision, because I believe that just holistically affect the quality of life that we live. I don't know how to put it all together, but I hope I'm making sense. That's what I have on top of my list. Yeah, so that's something
that's interesting. I'm sure one of the things that I would really recommend is all the assignments that comes through, right? Do them, because it will help you clarify that vision. And I think that because the vision, can you see that the vision is getting clearer? The last time we spoke about what was on your heart, you mentioned working with women, but it wasn't as clear as what you've just shared. So as you engage with the assignments that come, give more thoughts to the idea on your heart so that you can then begin to clarify it, because it's in the process of clarifying, in the process of bringing it out and giving more thought to it, that you can clarify it, and then you know the next steps to take, so you don't sit too long on the vision. And one of the things with a vision that is placed on our hearts is there's a time for it, right? A time for it. And when we in that process of clarifying it, then we're also able to understand when the time for it is, if it's for now or if it's for the nearest future, and how we can work towards that nearest future. Do you understand? So my hope is that really at the end of this 6 weeks, you are better able to clarify, the vision that's on your heart, and then bring it out in a way that you can then start making actionable, you can identify your actionable steps, and then start making those steps towards the realization of that vision. Kabirat says, one mark I don't okay, no matter where I'm based, I want each and everyone to know how to do their research and learn how to invest in themselves, and be willing to learn how to do something that can serve everyone. That's interesting. So is it that you like to do research? I'm sure that we'll find out more. That's really interesting. How to do things that can serve everyone. That's really good, because at the heart of value, for us to become people of value, service is an important part of becoming a person of value. Service is an important part of becoming a person of value. So, Peace, do you want to go? Yes. Do you want to go next? Do you want to go next? Have you given thought to what you want to do? Or you want to share it in the chat before we go on? Okay, so we already talked about personal leadership, and just for time. Oh, love that. Love that. Zena, love that. She says, I want my life to reflect is that what one of the marks I want my life to reflect is that you're never too young to make significant impact in the lives of people around you. And that it's very possible to lead from a place of love and passion. And that's so true. One of the ways I let me not be distracted, Zina, because I was just going to go into that last statement that it's possible to lead from a place of love and passion. And that's one reason why we're settling down to do this Take the Lead session, so that we can harness, we can really connect with our inner core, right? So that we can, find lead our lives from a place of passion, and also find satisfaction and fulfillment. And truly, you can lead from a place of love. I know that the world, when people think about leadership in the world, you think about shouting at the top of your voice, giving orders, telling people, insulting people, and I personally, I don't see that as an effective way to lead. So my own style of leadership, I lead based on my inner conviction. And one of my inner conviction is mutual respect, treating people with love and empathy. And that's how I've seen myself lead across all the expressions and all the organizations I've led, when I was in Freedom Foundation, when I was in Orange Drugs, and all the where I've come in Del York, and that all the people that I've led, all the teams I've led, they still are on my contact list. They still call me if I need anything. I can still reach out to them. There's still that cordial relationship and mutual respect. Some still call me Mama today. I don't know how they call me Mama from back then, but just to say that I'm leading based on my own conviction. And it's important that you identify how you want to be remembered, and then lead and live your life based on that understanding. And it's good to start early. So if you're very young, that's what Zina said. If you're very young and you're here, it's good to learn from people who have gone ahead of you, right? And then intentionally create that life by design. This is who I want to be remembered as. This is what I want to be remembered for. This is how I want to be remembered. And then based on that, you then begin to craft your life. Take the lead is about taking responsibility. Personal leadership is about taking responsibility. And we've been designed to co-create our lives. Co-create in the sense that, yes, God is a creator. You hear me talk about faith a lot because I am a person of faith. And I believe that for us to really take the lead in our lives, we have to connect with our spirituality. And one of the principles out of the framework that I have for personal leadership is spirituality, right? And so I got distracted a bit from what I was saying. For us to be able to take the lead in our lives, for us to be able to fulfill, the unique wiring and design that we came to this earth with, we've got to connect with our spirituality. We've got to connect with our spirituality, our inner core, so that this is how I am, this is who I am, this is why I've been placed there. And then you then begin to make that conscious decision. Without the consciousness, and that's that critical thinking I was talking about earlier on, if you don't develop that consciousness to live by design, what happens is that you can wake up at year 40, you can wake up year 45, and you're wondering, what have I done with my life? What have I done? And so if you're young here, and that's why this program is tailored to young people, this is a perfect time, it's a perfect opportunity to sit back, regardless of what you've learned in school. Yes, school, the educational system in Nigeria teaches us, of course, but education is designed to empower us. It's a good time for you to sit back to say, how can I co-create with God in terms of designing my life in alignment with how I've been wired to solve the problems that I've been wired to solve, and then begin to make the decisions that align with that person that you see yourself becoming. Begin to make the decisions and live your life in a way that aligns with that person, you see yourself becoming. All right. So personal leadership is how you lead yourself. And if you're going to be, as each one of us here, like Preeti has said, we are global leaders, right? If we're going to lead globally, we've got to lead ourselves well first. We've got to lead ourselves well first. And that's what this program is about, helping you take the lead in your own life and then contribute to our collective prosperity. The ABC of personal leadership. Today, I just wanted to talk to you about the ABC of personal leadership, your attitude. But today, attitude, your beliefs, and your choices. But I'm going to leave it at attitude. I'm not going to go into beliefs and choices today because of time. We said we're going to, this session is till 4:30. So A is for attitude, B is for beliefs, and C is for choices. Your attitude is your perception, right? It's how you react to things. It determines your beliefs. Your beliefs inform your choices, and your entire life goes in the direction of the choices you make each day. That's the thing I was talking to you about, living by design. The impact of this program will be dependent on the attitude that you come with. The impact of this program in your life, right? 6 weeks can change your life, I'm telling you. In fact, one day, you can just hear a phrase one day that can change your life. It can change your mindset. And this training is about your mindset. It's about your mindset. And so I've already told you that personal leadership is your commitment to taking the lead in your own life. What am I doing every day to increase my productivity? What am I doing every day to be that person that can make a meaningful mark in my world? How am I showing up? And that's why we're then looking at the other topics of building relationships, because then you're able to develop the emotional intelligence required to build relationships, right? Kabirat, right? Kabirat at our empowerment center? Kabirat, were you at the empowerment center? Motivation. Were you? Oh my goodness, it didn't click at it didn't click at all. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Good to see you. Really good to see you. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Fikayo. Feel free to borrow. Feel free to borrow it, but give credit, right? Yes, your attitude determines your belief. Your beliefs inform your choices, and our life goes in the direction of the choices that we make every day. Our life goes in the direction of the choices that we make every day. I guess this is a good place to close this class, because if this slide summarize, yes, decision making, yes, it's in choices, that ability to make decisions. And that's what we all need to learn, right? How do we make decisions that are based on our beliefs, and our conviction? Of course, which is in alignment with our unique wiring, right? Anything I'm saying is to get you to think. What I'm saying is to get you to think. And when you're developing the critical thinking required for a leader who is going to solve Africa's problem. So your attitude determines your beliefs. And this is what I'm leaving. This ABC is part of. There's a book that I've not put it out in the public yet on personal leadership that I've written, and we're still trying to summarize it, but this is from it, right? Your attitude, your beliefs, and your choices. Let me just talk a bit about your attitude. There's this quote that I saw. I've already told you, your attitude is the way you think or you feel about a thing. It's a set of emotions, the belief or behavior you have towards a person or a situation, or how you evaluate circumstances. And this quote, I kept thinking about it. I kept reading it and reading it and reading it, while I was working on the slides. It says, attitude is a compass that guides us through life's unpredictable terrain. It is the hidden force behind our actions. It's the lens through which we perceive the world, and the spark that can ignite our greatest achievements or even derail our boldest dreams. In a world saturated with advice on what to do and how to do it, attitude is a secret sauce that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. It has the power to shape destinies, conquer obstacles, and craft the stories that define us. When I saw this, I was just like, this is just a summary of what I saw in terms of our approach to personal leadership. Because even what you've come here today, how we interact with life, how we interact with the experiences that we have, it shapes us. It determines how we turn out. It determins how we grow our competency and our ability to become all that we need to become. And so today I'm leaving you on that attitude, on the topic of attitude, so that you can go back and think about, what kind of attitude do I show up with when I enter situations or enter rooms, for instance, like this? Does my attitude help me increase my productivity? Don't forget that we're talking about productivity for this particular cohort. Does it empower me to live according to my unique and original design? Am I pessimistic? Am I optimistic? But I believe that every single person here is optimistic. But do I feel some measure of uncertainty? Because one of the things that can derail us or prevent us from actually stepping out, to fulfill the vision in our hearts, it's that of uncertainty, which then informs our belief system and determines the choices that we make. Right? So today, I want to leave you with this thought. What's my attitude towards my unique wiring? What's my attitude towards the vision that has been on my heart? What's my attitude towards life? What's my attitude towards my growth? What's my attitude towards the relationships that are within me? How am I able to recognize the opportunities that are around me as well? Do you understand? I'm sure you're already thinking. That's what you're thinking. Like, I believe that you're thinking, like, what's this woman saying? Anyone there wondering what this woman is saying? Are you wondering what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me get feedback. Can I get feedback from you? Your attitude determines your belief, right? Should I take that quote again? Yes, Fikayo got it. Who else? So that I'm sure that I'm not talking over your heads. Who else? Yes, thank you, Zina. Thank you, Precious. So what makes up, what defines, what are some of the components of your attitude, right? Don't forget that your attitude determines your perception, and your perception also informs, like I've said, that your perception informs the choices that you make. So whether or not you become all you need to become, whether or not you would live out your dream as a global leader, whether or not you go ahead and make an impact, is dependent on the attitude that you have, right? And attitude, yes, is something that is informed by our experience being, for instance, your upbringing, the situations you go through in life, social influence, what kind of society you grew up in, the norms in the society. Are women expected to speak, or women are not expected to speak? You grew up in a family where, girls were not so educated. That would inform your attitude, because think about a young girl who grows up in a family where our father didn't really believe that girls should be educated, and should be educated. She won't be able to approach, her attitude to opportunities will not be as strong as someone who grew up in an environment where girls were encouraged to get educated. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? So she won't just even be able to harness opportunities. She can't even, recognize opportunities, right? Another thing that influences our attitude is learning, what we learn. And in this learning, the things that I put modeling as well, the things that are before us. So let me give you an analogy now. Some people might see, when you see someone who is heavily tattooed, right? Tattoo all over, like on their face, their hand, what comes to mind? When you see someone who has a lot of tattoo on their body, they have a piercing on their nose, right? And then they have rings, like maybe 4 rings on their fingers. What comes to your mind? And then they even have dreadlocks, like, long dreadlocks. What comes to your mind? Can you see? That's what we've been we've learned based on the images that have been put before us. Because exactly, irresponsible. That's what we've learned. But you know that you can actually have someone who is responsible. Do you see that social stereotyping of what we've learned? Do you see it? Do you see it? And then, you know, that then also informs. It informs. So look at now, look at this scenario, right? You go, maybe you go to maybe you go to a restaurant, right? You go with your friends, and you know, you meet this person who has this Raz looking, like the person is looking Raz, and he walks up to you. When he opens his mouth, you're listening, and you realize, oh, it has a British accent, right? Do you think you'll be open to having a conversation with him, or do you think that before he even says anything, you've shut down in your mind, like, I cannot be found talking to this person? What would your reaction be? Would you be open to having a conversation with him, or will you just shut down in your mind, like, I can't talk to this person? What do you think? What do you think? Lucy says she's responsible and she has dreads. Exactly. Don't forget, Lucy has dread. She actually does have dread, but you don't have piercings. I'm waiting for your answer. I'm asking you because I want to point something out to you, to show you how attitude influences our expectations and the opportunities that we have access to. Are you going to shut down? Would you listen to? Would you wait to listen to what he has to say? Ugone says she's thankful for the exposure she has, that she'll engage the person, she's open to exploring information. Okay, you see that one, and that's because she's exposed herself, her mind, right? If you can say a part of how we think, what planet is this from? Yes, that, you know, where are you from? Like, what are you even trying to do? Zina says, naturally for me, I will be open to having a conversation. Internally, I would have my thoughts. And I think that applies to every one of us. And that's because of how we thought. Internally, you just be like, from where, why, what, who, you know. But imagine if this person now has access to an organization where they're offering grants for education, right? The person is working in an organization that offers grants for education, right? And in fact, you can't even be like, where, like, from where, why, you know? So the point is that sometimes how the things we're exposed to inform, not even sometimes, most times, and that's the attitude that informs our belief system and even the choices that we make. Sometimes it can be to our detriment, sometimes it may be to our advantage. No, I don't think so. That's what we said. Now, Lucy doesn't have tattoos anyway, but she has but the general social condition in Kabirat is that anybody, the way that society, it was just an example, the way that society is, you know, the way, all the things that we've watched. Okay, Gabriel. Okay. You were the one with the techno, right? You were the one with the techno. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So she sent. I think my thoughts have been misaligned, but my point is that it's important for us to recognize the attitude that we have towards, based on the experiences that, you know, we've been exposed to, based on the social influence, because those things affect our ability to rise up. You know, another example would be people don't, maybe I'm looking for another example that everyone can relate to. Think about how the society is, you know, how the society is towards women, and how they say women have to work twice as hard, right? You know, to be able to make it up to the level that a man would make it to without working twice as hard as the woman, right? That's a social conditioning. And you can find that a woman would take that thought and then work her, like she will break her back just because society has said a woman has to work twice as hard. She's taking it, she's internalized it, and that's the attitude she shows up with when she goes into a boardroom, for instance, and someone is asking her questions. She becomes defensive, like, what are you talking about? Is it because I'm a woman and all of that? And that might not even be there, but that then affects her attitude. And for instance, she can lose that opportunity the opportunity to actually, that was coming out of that presentation that she went to make. So my point from today is that we have to go back to look at what are some of the attitudes that we have that prevents us from unleashing our potential as women. I think today most of us are women or men, for those who are going to watch modeling. Modeling is, how modeling is like mentoring. So you can watch a person so much that you want to become like them. You can watch a person so much. So that's the modeling part that then influences your attitude, right? I'm trying to think of quick examples. So you can have a mentor, for instance. So maybe who can I use? Sometimes a role model. Yes, a role model. So for instance, if you want to correct how, and that's the exposure for it, that Gunit spoke about. If you want to correct attitudes that don't serve you in terms on that journey of personal leadership, it can be you identifying someone who is in the industry that you want to make an impact in, and then modeling or patterning after that person. So when you look at the way that, think about how life is set up. Even when we grow up, we're born into a family. We see how our parents do. We learn from our parents. We go to the university. We learn from our teachers. It's all modeling. It's all modeling and shaping you. But for you to be to be able to imbibe those positive attitudes, for instance, right? I put modeling here because you can find a mentor and pattern after the person, someone who you share values with, right? And that informs how you develop the right attitude, positive, yes, positive or not. Okay. Uncle's family also can be part of your social influences, Kapirat. Uncle's family can also observation. If they're all just aligned, I think observation and modeling. When I was thinking about it, because I sat down just thinking about how this informs our attitude. How you watch something so much, you keep, you see it so much that you don't even know when it's becomes a part of you. You see it so much that you don't know when it becomes a part of you. So in light of this topic of attitude, right? And don't forget that I said a lot of what we're going to be doing is you doing the work yourself in terms of meditation. You're the one doing the work yourself. I'm just facilitating. And then we'll have our other teachers who will come and teach you next week. I will still delve into the topic of beliefs and choices. But I was telling someone the other day that the stories that we hear, the stories that we grew up, the stories that come out of our experiences, it informs us and sometimes it restricts us because we don't want to move beyond, or we don't have any other leverage, or we don't have any other example to move beyond what we've been conditioned to know. Example, and look, I always try to make an example to make it real to you. A quick example. You've been conditioned as a woman to see a woman wearing a red lipstick, right? The story that society has told you is when a woman wears a red lipstick, she looks beautiful. True or false? False. True or false? When you put on a red lipstick, it adds to your beauty. True or false? That's the story that society has told you. Isn't it? True or false? Society has told you a woman wearing a red lipstick who has in fact, let me add a wig on, right? Looks beautiful. True or false? True or false? True or false? A woman with a wig on with a red lipstick, she looks beautiful. Who said? So what has happened now is when you see people who don't wear wigs and people who don't wear makeup, don't you sort of lean towards, why is this person looking this way? She looks bland. True or false? True. Who told you that story is true? You see how we've all been sold a story that we've got to wear, especially for the Africans, right? We've got to wear wigs. And then what happens is that you just bring up, for instance, you bring up your daughter and she sees that and then she just continues. Everybody continues. They continue wearing wigs. Yes, exactly. You see, that's the story that we've been told. And when we want to break it down into our own personal lives and unleashing our potential, there are stories that we've been told that limit us. And later on, I will get into that belief system. There are stories that we've been told, for instance, about the regular African, stories that actually limit us and prevent us from stepping out and unleashing our potential. The attitude that comes out based on that story it doesn't serve our destiny. It doesn't serve the person that we ought to become. Neither does it serve our continent or our country. Do you understand? So what this exercise is going to do for you is you're going to sit down and think, what are your top 3 goals for Q2 and the rest of the year? Right? You identify in a Word document, that's your assignments. What are your top 3 goals? If you have 5 goals for the rest of the year, that's great. What are my top 3 goals for Q2 or for the rest of the year? Identify your attitude towards these goals. Are you uncertain? Do you feel like I can do this? Do you feel like, yes, I'm able to do this, right? You're going to put this in a Word document and send it to us. Our class pilots will send you the link, to upload your assignments. And don't forget, it's all counting towards your qualification for the MSBM certification, right? So you identify your attitude towards the goals that you have. What are your motivations for achieving these goals? Like, why do you want to achieve these goals? And why should you achieve those goals? Like, it's even there, I'm saying it already twice. And then identify the benefit of achieving those goals to you and your organization. So Peace, for instance, what I expect from you is what you can do is to, for yourself as an individual, Peace, these are my top 3 goals for Q2 and for the rest of the year, right? For Starlight's creative agency and whatever else you have, these are the top 2 goals, top 3 goals. What is my attitude towards these goals? Am I uncertain? Am I positive? Do I feel like I'm motivated, to be able to pursue these goals? And then what are my motivations? Why? What are the motivations I have to achieve these goals? I need to be able to raise X. I need to be able to serve X clients. Why should you achieve these goals? What are the benefits to you as a person? I use Peace as an example. Then what do I need? Identify what you need. Do you know what you're doing? What you're doing is that you're bringing out the vision and the goal on your heart and then putting out the actionable steps to get to it, which means you're taking the lead in your own life. And when you do this, it grows your capacity and your ability to continue on that path of being solution driven, of critical thinking. Because what we're doing, we're developing soft skills. Through this program, we're developing soft skills, IQ, your intelligent quotient, your emotional quotient, your adversity quotient, your ability to stretch yourself. And if you don't have the right attitude, if the attitude you have is, please, these people should not bother me, it won't work for you. And that's why we started with the subject of attitude, ABC or personal leadership. Do you understand? What extra support do you require? So by the time you answer number 4, we would then be able to, if you eventually qualify for the MSBM opportunity, would then be able to identify the course on the MSBM platform to give you as a scholarship. Do you understand? Do you understand why you should do this assignment? So by the time you identify, this is what I need to do to reach my top 3 goals, and this is the support that I require, we will look at it. If you need a one-on-one mentorship session, we will then identify the person you need to sit down with, if it's myself or any of our other facilitators, in addition to your qualification for a course. And then number 5 is, by the end of the Take the Lead program, I would fill in the gap. by the end, I put that one there so that you can fill in the gap and think what you want to have done, or what you want to do, what you want to be able to achieve by the end of the 6 weeks when we'll be spending time together. Do you understand? You got it? So that's your assignment. You're going to put it on a Word document, upload it to the link that we're going to send as a PDF, and we would be scoring you based on that. And that's the end of my presentation today. That's the end of my presentation today. Any questions? Questions? Anyone who has, do you have questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Questions? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much for today. God bless you. Sincerely, I was really challenged, inspired, and there was a reawakening. Okay, ma, for someone like me, there was a time in my life I was in a moment which I tag passion crisis. So for someone like me, I am a person open to opportunities, and sometimes I find myself doing a lot. Okay, so let me give you an instance. Like the other time that you told me to talk about myself, that's one of the passions I have. For instance, now, like I earlier said, I don't know if you had I have an NGO that I started. That was like 2 years ago, though we fully launched out, I think last year. But we'll be going to orphanage home and all. But at some point, I find myself struggling. And also, I have like a creative academy and some other dreams. Like I'm a lady of, let me just say it, I'm a lady that is open to opportunity. So the question is, for someone like me that has multiple potentials, like sometimes I find it hard to like write all what I want to do, ma. Like I don't know, ma. Is there a way this program will be able to? I'll be very glad. I feel like I'll be very, very glad if this program will be able to help me to like know how to manage everything and also utilize all those potentials. So, ma, do you understand my question, or do you understand what I'm trying to communicate?
I do. I understand. So you're a multi-potentialite, basically. You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
different passions. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I understand, because I'm like you as well. I have different passions. I write, I can edit, I'm interested in media. I'm a trained lawyer. There are 1,000, I do graphic designs as well. So I do coaching, mentoring. So I totally understand what you shared. One thing, go and do this assignment, right? And clarify the different themes on your heart, in terms of, so you have this NGO on one side, what are the other interests that you have? And what I would do is I will be on the lookout for your assignments, and then based on your responses, we'll figure out, either we do a one-on-one session where we can then, because what you need to do is to clarify. But by the time you're putting down the answers to these questions, you will then recognize, okay, this thing I'm doing, the NGO is here, this other thing I'm doing, either I'm doing creative writing or any other thing that I'm interested in. Then we can now look at what's the connecting thread between everything that I'm doing. For instance, I've had to sit down to identify my connecting thread. My connecting thread with my media assignment, in terms of, I had a TV show that aired on where CBN and a couple of other television stations. I was running Lead for Good Africa. I have another, thing that I'm doing with women as well. And the other things, writing a book. The connecting thread between everything is empowerment and transformation. And so when I fix my gaze on that goal, that connecting goal, I'm not overwhelmed by the other things and the other ideas that I have, because I'm a multi-potentialite. I'm interested in many things today, but then you now also need to be able to zero in and fine-tune, the ideas that you have, which I believe we can help you with, as we journey. So answer the questions, and then I will be on the lookout for your assignment, Toluwase. Yeah, Toluwa, let me know, destroy your name. Where Toluwase, yes. I will be on the lookout for your assignments, and then we'll take you from there. All right? Does that answer your question?
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions before we wrap up for today? Any other questions? Okay, so let's take feedback from everyone before we go today. It's good to hear feedback. What are you living here with today? What are you living here with today? One thought that you're living here with today. One thought. One thought. So that we know that reflection is, you've learned a lot. What's a lot? So that's the thing. What is a lot? How your attitude influences your belief. What else? So what's your action points from what you've learned? What's your action points? Because learning a lot is great. What you do with what you learn is what makes the difference, right? So what's your action point from what you've learned today? What's your action points? You have to have an action point, ladies and gentlemen. The power of the mindset and the power of critical thinking to making a positive change. Thank you. If there's anything, if there's anything you take out from today, that should be to leverage the power of critical thinking to make a positive change. Yes. And the mind is so weak. It's mindset. What we're doing is mindset reformation. That's what we're doing here at Lead for Good Africa through our Take the Lead training program, reforming our mindset so that we can then think and take responsibility. Yes, Ugunde hit the nail on the head. Taking responsibility is the beginning of becoming a global leader. It's not just about saying, I'm a global leader, it's taking responsibility. Fikaya says, the attitudes that I have built from experience, learning, social influences, and review which of them serve, the person that you want to become and the mark that you want to leave on the world. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. P says she's going to do assignments. Understanding your core as an individual is important. Thank you, Ma. As I said before, upcoming entrepreneur, yes, learn and let you know, no matter the circumstance, there's no limit to success. Yes, there's no limit to success. Absolutely. There's no limit. No matter what it is, you don't have to give up. Love it. So I think that we've had a good session. Okay. We didn't hear what you learned. You said you learned a lot. What did you learn? And what are you taking? I've learned that attitude is key to growth, that influence and impact starts first with me, and then the results radiate all around me. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Zina says, understanding your part as an individual is very important. How you need yourself determines how well you need others and how others are drawn to who you are. So it's safe to say that we are in the right room. We've got the right group of people for this particular training cohort, and we look forward to do your assignments. That's where the magic happens. You've got it till Tuesday, close of business at 4:30 p.m. before our class pilots will close the Google form, right? She will close the Google form. So you've got to submit your assignment by Tuesday, 4 p.m. After which the Google form will be closed. And then don't forget, 80% of attendance, 80% of assignment for you to gain access to the MSBN platform. It is on this note that we say, thank you for joining today's session. Don't forget, it's 6 weeks. If you have any questions at all, please put it on the WhatsApp group. Our class pilot is Lucy. She's the one taking us on this flight. Any questions at all? If you can't make live class, please let Lucy know. But don't forget 80% attendance. So thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you next week, Thursday, same time, same link, same station, and don't forget to do your assignments. All right. So bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Kabirat. All right, take care. Speak to you later. All right. Well done. Well done for joining. Okay. Bye.